What is up, guys? Today's video is going to be about Green Court in 4 hits. As you see, last up 23 hits, finished it up. It was a 189 Green Court, so not as high as health. Other than that, doesn't change much. Now, it doesn't look like it's that difficult for a Green Court. Obviously, Green Court isn't an easy base to start with. So you don't have an RL there. You got a machine gun, which won't change really because you'd be shocking it anyway. But it would make it so you'd have to maybe you'd have to use some extra smokes over here for sure. All right, look at the tactic that he uses here. So wire obviously doesn't really affect the hero walking through it that much. So he marks the left RL, all right, and then he's gonna send the universal remote to it. So you see it go to it. Then he's gonna flare the other one. So now what's going on there? He hits the universal remote again, 1, 2, and then hits them both. So you don't have to waste smoke, and the lasers are gonna lose delay. They'll go all over you when you spark it. All right. And so now you just need to take the front shield gen out. So speed it up a bit. Alright, bit late on the shot here. Just put it in 1. If you had hit just a touch earlier, it would have been better. And you probably could have used 2 boats, but better be safe than sorry. You definitely could have used 2 boats without losing any, but you don't really need 5 boats for the top one anyway. If you get them all there and get it exactly down the way you need it. Alright, so speed it up and try to land 5 boats under 1 smoke. Difficult to do. Lost a little bit there. So what he's going to do is he's going to flare above the cell, which is going to walk them up this way through the cells, and it's basically just going to travel right above the shield gen. Right here is when he flares, and it's basically just going to gather around the cells to it, out of range of like the laser and stuff. So he hits 1 shot, and late on the crits, so they all turned on to Azookas. And then they went to the critters, but by that time there wasn't much Azookas left, unfortunately. So even though it looks like he got like 3/4 of it, there's still like 80k on it, which is like 110 GBE or so to finish up. Alright, so we need to get back to the last one. Second hit on it is this one. Alright, so got the mortars. You don't got a lot of cells because it's a 189, so that's kind of where it takes from the cells and whatnot. Other than that, it's not really any different as far as the layout. You got a shield there, shield up here. And to an inexperienced player of Boom Beach, this is probably a very intimidating base, and still is for a lot of people. But I mean, it's just like, look at you got all these RLs. It's just very specific stuff you got to do, and once you learn how to do that, it becomes a much easier. But learning how to do, being able to do these hard bases is a big advantage over a lot of people. All right. So he's bringing it back there. He's going to want to spark these because you want to get these. Now this RL's got to go. Now this one doesn't have to, but this RL kind of needs to go. Alright, so he's going to go 1, 2. He's going to spark that. So most of the RLs are going to be looking at that, and he shocks these. So now all these top RLs are going into the sparked one, and these 3 are shocked that would be out of the range. Alright, so he kills those 2, and now he's got the shield gen. Actually, never mind, he didn't kill the shield gen. He got the RLs, the 4 RLs. Very clever way to do it, because it's very waste. You couldn't shock them all, possibly. Because you'd got 1, 2, and you'd have 3, 4. Alright, so now he goes 1, 2. He wastes. These 2 RLs are wasting their time on critters up top. Meanwhile, he's shocking those. See, now he's got this one. And the Doom Cannon's on it, so yeah, that's just gonna go boom. What? The Doom Cannon is hitting the RL, and it's not doing anything. This is a sort of glitch in the game that we saw a couple days ago in another hit, where basically a troop will be hitting a hat piece, and it won't be doing any damage. Like, I'm not sure if it's too far back in our gameplay, but there was a hit where it was on Titan, and you had to, and you were spark the flamethrowers, and so all the the RLs and SLs and whatnot would be hitting that instead of your other troops. Okay, this is kind of interesting tactic. It's gonna, but the boom cannons, once they got unshocked, they went after the flamethrower, and like 5 boom cannons went hitting this sparked flamethrower, and it didn't even die. I mean, it didn't even come close. It's just like the boom cannon shot didn't do anything, and that's exactly what seemed to happen with the doom cannon up here. It was hitting this RL, but it was doing nothing to it for some reason or another. And now it's just pretty simple. You just gotta get up there, kill this one. You don't really want to waste too many cells, because that's gonna be useful for the top rusher, because you're gonna need a lot to get that. All right. And he just grabs some cells and retreats, because there was really no point for any of that. I think he barred it a little bit on the right shield as well. So next hit, though, and so the top one is a very difficult one to get to, just because you got so much stuff. You can't really possibly shock it all, because that would have to be 1 shock, 2 shocks, 3 shock, 4 shock, 5 shock. It would be at least a 5 shock deal, so much easier to do with critters by the time you get up there. I'm not sure, you probably could do it with shocks, but you gotta hit them all or something, because for it, all of them being a 4 shock is pretty difficult. So bring Zuka back, gather some GBE up, speed this up, take a couple more. That one wasn't really necessary, but when you're in the game, it's hard to tell exactly. You don't want to be late, because losing delay is a really bad thing to do on this hit. If you lose delay, it's over. All right, so slow it down. He's got it flared. I'm gonna do this in half speed. All right, so he's gonna hit the critters, I think. Yep, and they didn't actually make it there in time. So he's gonna go 1, the critters. Now they're all focused on the Zukas. But he hadn't lost delay, so that was all fine and dandy. And he pretty much just barred it out the right one as much as he possibly could. Alright, here's my final hit on it. It's a little bit of an intimidating rush, as I said, this base is. And 14k on this. I wasn't really thinking about. I needed 185 for the hit. I knew I would get 3 from this. I wasn't really noticing that this one would go down. The other power cell almost died, so that would have been another 3. Plus, I could have gathered some of these, but I didn't want to waste an extra flare doing that nonsense. So I just went up here. I knew I'd have enough. Alright, so you see, this one was not necessary, but being the first time that I had done it, I just want to make sure they didn't land up too high. Of course, me being unintelligent, I wasted a smoke, but I had enough anyway, so it didn't really cost me anything. So it's really laggy there. Alright, let's just do it 1 speed. So top RL range is there. That's the closest thing to me right now. Unfortunately, as you'll see in a second, I lost delay on this laser, I believe. This one. Right there. No, right there. The last Zuka. And I was thinking to myself, oh no, that I gotta shock that early. I gotta hit that shock first. So you bring them all in, flare down, and hit 1. I probably could have done 2 there, but I just didn't want to. They're gonna spread because it's on a corner, as you can see. They don't spread too bad. Probably could have fit them. No, probably not. and I definitely wouldn't have fit them in one. Alright, here's the timing on it. I knew I had this one was going to shoot very quickly. I had to hit that shot first. 1, 2, okay, I hit the 2, I hit that. I could have gotten the mortar as well, but no, I didn't. And I thought this top laser was going to hit me for a second, but it never fired. I hadn't lost delay, but, you know, they fire pretty quickly anyway. It's like an SL. They fire really quickly. And I thought the mortar was going to get me. I probably should have shocked it, but, you know, when you're trying to get rapid fire stuff down on a laser, can't always be wasting time on other pieces. So I had enough firepower to get it down, which was great. Had 1.2, I believe, on it. So not the hardest green court in recap, but as you can see, current op, we got another green court. It's interesting to me that I often see that bases will show up in many ops in a row for the most part, and then you won't see them at all. And then you'll see a lot of them in a row, and then you won't see it all. Like, we haven't got a maze in 4 or 5, and then for like several times there, like 4 or 5 times a week, that week we got it. So it's just like, it's not 100% random in my opinion. I think that it's just like certain base has more higher probability this week than this week and stuff like that. So that's just my opinion. But 4 hits for green court, not a high health one, but still 4 hits is pretty much as good as you can do. I don't really see that that sort of base going down, because it'd be very difficult to get all 3 shields in 2 hits, just because of the way it's set up. Because the first hit would do pretty good to get the 2 RLs and the front shield gen, and then the right one, and then the second hit to get the left RLs and the shield gen. It would be very difficult to get the top one as well. I don't even think it would be doable. So I don't think that hit is, I mean, that op is, that certain green court on that op is doable in 3. So I think 4 is pretty much as good as it could be done in. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Twitter is @KingFwug. Follow me there, so I'll post whenever I upload a video. Make sure to subscribe, and peace.